Good morning. Hope you're having a great week. It is Friday, December 16th, 5:23 a.m. Central Standard Time, local time here in Sweetwater, Texas. I had to remember where I was at for a second. There's somebody to my left that's about to pull out, but we're going to go ahead and get out of here. I am parked at the TA truck stop in Sweetwater. This is where I took my 10. I was actually here for like 15 hours. But we're pulling out now. We're going to start the work day. I have to drive to Abilene. I have a delivery in Abilene. This is a load of um, Ream commercial HVAC units, and it has 2 deliveries on it, or 2 drops. And there are plenty of like real parking spots, and we have people parked all over the place creatively where they're not supposed to be. Up and down the road, at the scale, just all over the place. They've completely got the scale bypass blocked. The little road that goes around the scale, they've just completely parked across it. So you have to drive through the scale. And there's like lots of real parking spots left. So back about the load. Picked it up in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Had a drop in Amarillo yesterday at 8 a.m. And now I have my final drop today in Abilene at 8 a.m. I don't know what I'm going to do after I deliver the load. I don't have another load booked yet. I mean, that could change. While I'm sitting and waiting to get unloaded, I may book a load. Who knows? But if I don't book a load by then I don't know where I'm going to go after the delivery. See, the dirty window isn't so bad once it gets out into the darkness. With all the lights shining on the window, it shows how dirty it is. But now that we're in the darkness, anytime there's a bunch of lights on the window, then you can see how dirty it is. So I'm not sure if I talked about the load. The load pays um, about $2,700-$2,800 on the full rate. What I make after all the percentage cuts is about $2,000. It's like $1,968 and some change, if I remember correctly. And it's a 2-day load, almost exactly 2 days. So a little under $1,000 a day, which is pretty good in the current market. So let's, who knows what we're going to talk about in this video. I don't come into these videos with like a plan. So let me talk about something that's on my mind right now, and then who knows what we'll talk about after that. People that follow my channel know that I basically shut my channel down uh, back around June, July. Took all my videos down and wasn't sure if I was going to post any more videos. I wasn't sure if I was going to shut the channel down completely or what I was going to do. And I explained in previous videos, why I did that. So I'm not going to go into detail about it, but what it boils down to is drama. I can't stand drama. And I really do not like interacting with stupid people. And on social media, it gives people that normally would not have any kind of voice whatsoever, that people would normally never listen to, it gives them a platform to interact with people that they would normally not interact with, to speak to an amount of people they would normally not talk with and be heard from. Like, for instance, if you were walking down the street and you saw like a homeless person that was messed up on drugs and alcohol, and they started telling you, like, I don't know, some conspiracy theory shit, you would just sit there and nod your head and be like, okay, yep, yep, well, good luck to you, and you'd keep walking, and you would not even process whatever the hell they said to you, because you could tell by physical characteristics that this is not a reliable source of information. But on social media, we don't have that. And you could have somebody that is a homeless, like, drug addict giving you, like, advice on how to run your business on your social media channel. You don't know anything about these people's background, and they're telling you that, you have no idea what you're doing. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. And you're thinking, that doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I don't know. Maybe I am doing shit wrong. That is one of the biggest problems with social media, is that the anonymity of social media is really bad for disseminating information, because we, like, immediately classify the source of information, and we process information based on where we classify the source and how we classify the source of that information. Like, if you're getting it from, like, a school textbook, that's going to be highly credible information. It's going to take a lot to disprove that. Whereas if you're getting it from a homeless drug addict, you might not want to take it seriously. You might need to go double check the information that they're saying. If they say something that, sounds right, you may want to just, go double check it. And that is probably the biggest problem that I have with my channel on YouTube and just using social media in general, is that the majority of my interactions on social media are positive, but there are occasionally people that I interact with that seem to have mental illness, or they just have, like, a really low IQ. And these are people that I would normally never interact with. But on social media, you can interact with the president of the United States, or, you know, like I said, a homeless drug addict. Like, you could interact with anybody on social media. You could interact with a 5-year-old on social media, or somebody that's 120. And you rarely ever know anything about the person that you're interacting with. So I'm almost to the point where I'm just going to stop all social media altogether. I have this YouTube channel to try to help people. I try to provide information about what I do, about how I run my business, the money I make, the things that I do to try to help other people. That's the whole point of this channel. I'm not trying to make money off this channel. I'm not trying to make friends I'm bored and like I I'm a very antisocial person. I could care less about making friends. This channel's sole purpose, well, it actually has a secondary purpose that was created over time. The original intent was just solely help people, but I found that it is pretty relaxing to vent to the YouTube channel, to like get things like this off my chest, to kind of rant about stuff. It's like therapeutic. So there has formed like a secondary use for the channel. Second, the truck that got on at the last on ramp is coming around me. Um, if you're curious as to how fast I'm going, the cruise is set at 65 miles per hour. The speed limit is 75. So that truck is probably going the speed limit of 75. I don't typically set my cruise higher than 65. I haven't set it higher than 65 in like a year, except for rare occurrences where like I have to make a load on time or something like that. I will speed up to pass people or to create distance and stuff like that, but I don't generally travel very far over 65 miles per hour. So anyway, I'm going to give you an example of an interaction that I've been dealing with for about 24 hours. It started yesterday, and I finally blocked the person on social media this morning right before I started driving. So I not only try to help people with my YouTube channel, I also go to the truckers subreddit and I try to answer questions for people. I try to give people direction. I try to help people out. And somebody posted that they just started truck driving and they live in Vegas and they took a job pulling loads out of the ports in LA, and they were promised $1,300 a week minimum, and all kinds of other stuff. And they were saying that they're only making $300 a week and they're only working like 1 or 2 days a week. And their employer is telling them that there just aren't any loads available. So they posted on the trucker subreddit asking like, what's going on? Like, should I be looking for another job? What other job should I be looking for? Um, you know, is this normal? Like, they're just confused. It's a new driver that doesn't know what's going on. So I responded to them and I told them that the port worker contract ended on July 1st. AB5 went into effect the same week. It's created a lot of volatility or a lot of uncertainty in California. Shippers and receivers are bypassing California. Ships that are small enough to fit through the Panama Canal are offloading in other ports like the Gulf Coast, East Coast, and the ports in the Great Lakes. I said California used to be one of the most premium markets to pull freight out of because of the amount of freight coming in through the ports. But most of those loads are bypassing California now. And offloading elsewhere. That was basically my entire post. And a couple of people thanked me for the information. And then I had one person come in and tell me, he just types in, "You are so wrong." I'm like, what the fuck is with this idiot? Like, he didn't like tell me any like specifics about anything. You just have these morons just come in, and it's like a child. Like, you're talking with a child and they disagree with you or they don't like you and they're like, "Well, your mom's fat." There's a specific term for that, and I forget the term, where they deflect and they like make personal attacks or whatever. They will like counter you with things unrelated to the topic because like they're too stupid to like debate with you on the topic. Well, after several interactions back and forth of me telling this person that they're dumb and they don't know what they're talking about, and them just replying with, "You're wrong, you're an idiot," and it's just basically the two of us telling each other that we're stupid for like 3 or 4 comments. And then finally I get tired of this idiot just keeping just replying to me and replying to me. Just, he doesn't provide any information, he's just telling me I'm stupid. So finally I reply to him with like 2 paragraphs telling him that he's too fucking stupid and ignorant to understand how stupid and ignorant he is. And I linked him a CNN news article that says almost verbatim exactly what I posted. I told him to stop messaging me. And he replied back to me again this morning and told me, yeah, there's nothing about AB5 in there. That's the thing about these idiots. And this is the reason, whenever I talk about politics, I give that spiel about you can't have a rational conversation with someone about a belief system. This person is a huge supporter of AB5. So in their last reply, they told me that CNN article didn't mention AB5 at all, and that I'm stupid for saying that AB5 was one of the reasons that freight was bypassing the ports, even though he didn't disagree with anything else I said. It was just that one little point that this idiot disagreed with. And I'm not going to like argue with somebody that has a belief system. It's pointless to have that debate or argument. If this idiot lives in Ventura, California, and if they are so blind as to what's going on, I'm not going to try to educate them. I'm done talking with this moron. I, you know, I, I told them to stop messaging me, and I told them I'm going to block them. You're too stupid. I told them you wasted way too much of my time. You're too stupid to understand how ignorant and stupid you are. I'm going to block you. Don't message me anymore. And I blocked the person. This person works in California. I know they've seen news articles about the ports being blocked by AB5. When AB5 went into effect, port workers started blocking the entrances and exits to the ports. They've been doing it off and on for months. Because of that, and because of the looming port strike that could happen at any moment, shippers and receivers, those are the two main reasons shippers and receivers are bypassing California right now. And the rumor is that they're also saving money by bypassing California and offloading in other ports. So they may not go back to California whenever there's a new port contract. And if the, AB5 port blockages stop completely, they may not fully go back to California. This could have been a permanent change in California. But anyway, I'm just starting to get like, all right, so I am a zero drama kind of person. It is not very often that I interact with morons like this person, but I can't stand drama. I don't deal with it in real life. I don't like dealing with it in business. You know, I have an even lower tolerance for drama in my free time, doing things that I enjoy doing. I go out of my way to try to help people on social media, and I cannot stand interacting with morons like that. I mean, the vast majority of people I interact with, like I said, and I talked about it in the video where I explained, where I thought about shutting down my channel. Like 99% of people I interact with are awesome. It is a very, very small number of people, a very small percentage of people that like have mental illness or really low IQ or whatever the reason is, drugs or alcohol, whatever the reason is behind their like ridiculous behavior and their dumb ideology and their lack of knowledge. But those very few people can have a big impact. Like if you went through your entire day and it was a perfect day, and then while you were at the grocery store, somebody walked up, got up in your face, and just started yelling and screaming about your shoes, and you were just really confused as to like, what in the fuck is this person talking about? Why do they have such an issue with my shoes? And they don't give any kind of reason. They just like yell and scream at you about the shoes. I can't believe you're wearing those shoes. And fucking, just up in your face, like 2 inches in your face. And then security runs them off, and you go ahead and check out and go to your house. What is going to define that day? Is it the 99% of the time where your day was absolutely perfect? Or is it that 5-minute interaction with that fucking crazy person? It's that 5-minute interaction that's going to define your day. That is the reason I am a zero drama person, is because one little bit of drama in a day can ruin your entire day. So, yeah. I don't know. I've helped a lot of people on the trucker subreddit. Just this past week, there were 2 owner operators that told me that they were most likely going to lease to Landstar based off of information that I've been posting, and information that I've provided. And Sean, I believe is his name, uh, was running under their own. I think he was running under his own authority, and he posted in his comments that he leased to Landstar, got off of his own authority and leased to Landstar, if I remember correctly. There have been a lot of people that have made changes in their business, I hope for the better, based off of information that I've provided. So I think I've helped a lot of people, and that is the only thing that really keeps me pushing through the drama on social media to try to help more people. But it's still, every time I interact with one of these people, it makes me want to just like completely stop all social media. And honestly, that would not be a big thing for me because I already quit almost all social media several years ago. Um, you know, I had a Facebook account a long time ago, I ended Facebook and almost all of my, like, the only social media I really do is this YouTube channel and Reddit. That's about it. And this YouTube channel and Reddit, the only thing I really do on those two things, well, I post on a lot of subreddits, not just truckers subreddit. There's a lot of gaming boards and stuff like that that I post on. But a lot of what I do on the Reddit is try to answer questions for people on trucking. So anyway, I have 11 miles. Jesus, is it that? Okay, no, no, no. Okay, I take that back. So it's just 11 miles until I get onto Highway 84. I thought that, my next exit was getting onto city streets, but it's not city streets yet. And I was like, man, I got 10 miles of city streets. I do have a decent amount of city streets. This place is kind of a pain to get to. It's pretty deep into town. It's not like right off the interstate. I don't like going to places that I have to drive, several miles into town to get to. So I'm not sure exactly. I didn't measure the distance of how far off the highway and interstate this place is. But it's at least a couple of miles I'm going to be driving on city streets. All right, so back to what we were talking about before. I don't know where I'm going after this delivery. I didn't realize how far away the TA was that I stopped at. If I would have checked the mileage and saw that it was like 45 miles away from my final, I would have probably not stopped there. I would have continued on and I would have stopped at a Flying J right outside of town here, because I don't really like to stop a long way away from my delivery locations. But once I get done, there's not a TA or a Petro near Abilene. I have a shower credit at TA and Petro, and I'm going to want to take a shower in the next day or two. So I'm not really highly confident in which direction my next load is going to be. If I was really, really confident in which direction my next load was going to be, then I would head in that direction and stop at the first TA or Petro I came across. But since I'm not highly confident, I think I might end up staying at another truck stop here in the Abilene area, and I'll just end up paying out of pocket for showers. Just a second here. I got somebody passing me, and I got somebody coming up the on-ramp. All right, get up to speed. I don't want to pass you because I can almost guarantee you're going to be going faster than me once you finally get up to speed. There's a slight grade, a very tiny uphill grade, so it's going to slow them down on their acceleration. I think I'm going to chill behind them. We've got about a half a mile till we peak this tiny, tiny, tiny grade. Slowed down to 60 right now. 61. Now we're basically at the top of the hill. And we're about to start going down. These hills don't really affect me because I'm so light. But when you're accelerating or if you're heavy, these hills can impact you. All right, we're already back up to 65. Now they're pulling away. So yeah, I'm going to have to decide while I'm sitting here waiting to get unloaded or getting unloaded what exactly I'm going to do, where I'm going to go. I've been getting a lot of load alerts. I have my load alert set up for a 350-mile radius around Sweetwater, where I was planning on setting and waiting on a load, but I'm not sure now. That's where I started my day from, was there in Sweetwater. And there's just a ton of freight markets. Like, I think Laredo might be within 350 miles. Maybe no, Laredo's a little bit further than 350, but you have the Odessa, Midland, Dallas areas, San Antonio. That's a lot of stuff. So I've been getting a ton of load alerts, and usually most of the loads are same day loads. So for me to be getting a whole bunch of load alerts for loads that don't pick up for 2 days or more, man. But the loads have been getting booked almost instantly, even loads that are like they don't pick up for 2 days. So there is a little bit of a little spike in freight. There's a decent amount of freight volume happening, but we just have way too damn many trucks looking for loads. As quickly as they come in, they disappear. Sometimes you don't even have enough time to look up the information of the load. I think a lot of these drivers have it set up to call them on load alerts. So as soon as they get a load alert, it just automatically calls them. And I've never set that up, so I don't know exactly what it happens whenever it calls you, like if it immediately connects you with the agent or what. But I think a lot of these drivers are booking these loads. They're calling on the loads before they even know anything about them. They're just, because these loads disappear really fast. 3.4 miles until the 84 Highway 84 West. 14 total miles until the destination. Sorry, I got to thinking about loads. I was sitting there talking about, the possibility of loads and stuff. And I was sitting here trying to think. I, I'm not sure exactly how far from Dallas I am, but Dallas is definitely the biggest freight market in this area. But Odessa Midland has a lot of fossil fuel company loads coming out, oil and natural gas loads, stuff like that. A lot of them going to North Dakota. And I would kind of like to get a load going to North Dakota if I have a weather window to do it. I'm not going to be driving up there while it's snowing. And loads that pick up right now deliver in like 2 days. And the weather for the next 2 days, last time I checked, it was snowing up around, the Dakotas for the next couple of days. And I'm not even sure if they've had an opportunity to clear off all of the snow from the last 3 or 4 days where it's been snowing across the Dakotas. Yeah, there is a massive snow event that went across the northern half of the country. It's still ongoing, and it was still, at least today and tomorrow, it was still happening the last time I checked the weather. The national weather forecast that I look at only predicts out for 3 days, the current day and the 2 subsequent days. All right, about to hop on to 84 East. Next exit.
Half a mile, take exit 279 for I-20 Business East, US 84 East toward Abilene.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and throw on the signal. It looks like on Google, it looks like a full speed off ramp, but let's be mindful of any signs.
Take exit 279, then continue onto I-20 Business Loop East.
All right, looks like it is a full speed. We slowed down to 53 just in case. Speed limit is 70.
Continue on US 84 East for 3 miles.
Oh, I just remembered this whole drive, this destination that it has me going to is a point that I plotted that's right at, it's just past the exit. So it's basically right when I start city street driving. I plotted this point to make sure that it routed me this way, because the way that it routed me, it wanted me to go all the way, like basically the way Google wanted me to drive this was it wanted me to drive through Business 20 right through downtown Abilene and drive all the way through Abilene and then cut south down to the delivery location. And I was like, no, we're going to use 84 to cut around to the south of town, and we're going to come up north to the location. It's only, it's a lot shorter amount of city driving going this way. All right, that sign said speed limit's dropping down to 55 ahead. So we'll let the engine brakes slow us down. And it looks like my exit is in, that doesn't make any sense, 1.3 miles. Let me look at the map and make sure that Google didn't redirect me. All right, yeah, we're still on the correct route. This is one of the things you have to be really careful. Oh, a street sweeper, or is this a bus? I have a half mile till my exit, so look like school buses. I'm gonna get onto another highway. Oh my goodness, this bus is going really slow. Half a mile. I don't want to whip around the bus to take an exit. I don't know why this bus is going so slow. It's had plenty of time to speed up. It's going 30 miles an hour in a 45.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto US 84 East. Signs for US 277 South, Ballinger.
I hope this bus keeps going straight. This is my turn right here.
Keep the next right onto US 84 East. Signs for US 277 South, Ballinger. Then use any lane to take the ramp to US 83 South. Use any lane to take the ramp to US 83 South, then merge onto US 83 South.
Alrighty. Now we're going to drive on this for about 7 miles. And then we exit onto city streets. Alright. There's a car that just topped the hill. Looks like I have plenty of room to get over, though.
US 83 South for 5 miles.
So, it's really hard to tell on satellite view whether or not these places have docks. Yeah, just come over real close, right in front of me while I'm still trying to accelerate. I had to slow down my acceleration. But the last place, my first drop in Amarillo did not look like it had a dock. But I got there and it actually did have a dock. This place does not look like it has a dock. But I'll get there, get in the parking lot, and check and see. Because sometimes the satellite views are old, and sometimes you just can't see everything. I mean, you can try looking at street view, but there's not a whole lot of docks that are visible from the street. And the parking lot and the entrances and exits to this place do not look very big. It looks like it's going to be a little bit sketchy to get in and out of. I'm probably going to have to ask people to move their cars, which is one of the reasons I try to get to these places early. I want to get there and get situated and get into a position where I think they're going to want me. And then hopefully, if I'm not in that position that they want me to be in, whoever the first person to arrive is can tell me where they want me to be at, and I can get moved. Just a second. This car is racing to get in front of me, and I got cars coming around me on the left. Um, so hopefully I'll be able to get in position before all the people show up for work and the parking lot gets packed. Because once they all get parked in there, it becomes really hard to maneuver around.
Take the Texas 322 loop east exit toward Airport Visitor Info Center.
1.5 miles till the exit. All these businesses and around here look fairly new. except for that mall. That thing looks like it's out of business. All right, here's my exit.
In half a mile, take the Texas 322 Loop East exit toward Airport Visitor Info Center.
Sorry if I'm not talking much. I'm
Texas 322 Loop East exit.
trying to read all the signs to make sure I don't miss an exit. I don't fully trust Google.
Continue for 3/4 of a mile.
Another reason that I was going to go back to that TA truck stop in Sweetwater is because I need to get a DOT inspection done. Looks like we're going to go into a sharp loop. Make sure there's nobody coming up on my right.
Take the US 83 Business North exit.
And I talked with the shop whenever I got there to the TA yesterday. I talked with the shop to ask them like what their hours of availability were for a Landstar DOT inspection. And the front desk person, I don't know what their title is. And some people are just, it goes back to what I was saying earlier about interacting with, people that are just, like I've had people just make a really big deal out of me using the wrong title. Like I typically call the front desk people at shops the service managers. And I did that at a carrier dealer one time. And the person I was talking to was like, that person at the, um, well, they made a big deal out of it, but basically they told me that that person at the front desk is not the service manager. The guy told me that he was the service manager. And I was like, okay, well, whatever his title is, that's the one that I spoke with. That's the person I spoke with that told me to park here. So I don't know. I'm hesitant to use titles because I've had a couple of people freak out over titles. Like I don't. The whole point of communication is so that you understand what somebody's talking about. Like if somebody calls me the truck driver or the fat guy or the bald guy or something like that, it doesn't hurt my feelings. They're just trying to communicate something. So anyway, the talked with the front desk person, and he told me that they were told they were not allowed to do Landstar DOT inspections. I was like, wow, okay, all right. That's weird. It must have been something that changed recently because Landstar still has you listed as an inspection station. And he was like, yeah, it might be a corporate thing. I don't know. All they told me was we're not allowed to do Landstar DOT inspections. I'm like, all right. There is, there are a couple of places near here that are Landstar certified DOT inspections. They're lube expresses, but it says that it's only for BCO owned equipment. It's not for Landstar company owned equipment. It's BCO tractors and trailers only. So I don't know. I'm gonna be getting here early for the load. I'm probably gonna be setting for an hour or more, waiting for people to show up, and I'll use this time to try to figure out what in the hell I'm gonna do. Where I'm gonna go and set and wait for a load, which direction I'm gonna go, things like that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get in the left lane
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Butternut Street.
because Butternut Street is coming up. I need to make a left at Butternut Street. All right, there's a do not enter sign right there. So I'm gonna use both of these lanes because I don't know how sharp this damn turn is. We're gonna wait for this car. All right, looks like without another car coming from the other direction, I have plenty of room. If there would have been another car coming, it'd be pretty tight.
In a quarter mile, your destination will be on the left.
All right, and this place is right off Butternut Street. So about a quarter mile up, it's going to be on the left here somewhere. We're looking for Johnstone Supply. All right, let's slow down for this dip. We don't want to jack up our suspension.
Your destination is on the left.
This is it, directly to the left of me. Damn. All right, we're gonna pull in here. And just park along here. Just gonna park right here, and then I'm gonna get out and walk around the building. So what's directly in front of me, this parking lot, the blacktop parking lot directly in front of me, that is a used car dealer. It's Dave Ford Motors. So we're not going to be offloading over there. So we're going to walk the other direction. I'll pop you out of the holster, and I'll record while we walk the other direction. I'm getting my coat on right now. Let me remember to switch over to sleeper berth. Got to get back in that habit. Taking a lot of home time, you forget to do that kind of stuff. All right. So I hope that they don't expect me to back up to one of these doors. There's just not enough room. I would be out in the street if I backed up to one of the doors. There's another door right there. You see how little room there is between the door and the street? If I disconnected from the trailer, then maybe I might be able to, but they might expect me. Yeah, I don't think that door is tall enough. I was about to say that they might expect me to actually back the trailer into that door. Oh, this door is tall enough. They might actually expect me to back into this door right here. Let's go look around here and see if there's a dock around this side of the building. Should have brought my flashlight. No, I don't think there's anything back here. They have crap piled up all over at the back of the building, and this just goes into an alley. And I don't think there's any access back here. Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm driving down that alley. There is a gate right there, but there's no kind of dock or anything in here. This is their entrance. I don't think you can see it. I should have brought my flashlight, but I can see it. There's a gate directly in front of me to get into the back of their building, but there's no way for a truck to offload there. They might want me to like pull back here and back up to this gate and offload back here, maybe. I don't know. You have to be really careful with that kind of stuff because you cannot block alleyways or anything like that. You have to have 10 feet of room. So I can't just like park in that alleyway to unload. The fire department can give you a ticket if there's not 10 feet of room for them to go around you. So I don't have any idea. What I'm guessing, most likely, is that the tall door right there that's tall enough for me to back into is most likely where they're going to want me. So what it looks like, all their salespeople and everything park up close to the entrance where I'm at right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up to where the back of my trailer is way back here, so that so I'm not blocking all the employee parking up here. And I'll also try to get over to this far left side because I think they're going to want me to back into that damn door. There's going to be a street back. It's going to be lots of fun. And they're probably going to want to wait until the last minute to have me back into it because they're not going to want to open the door and let it get cold in there until they're ready for me. Let me turn off this interior light. It'd help a little bit. I don't want to do any like extreme angle backing, so we're just kind of getting roughly into position. And then I'm going to pull up and angle and get closer. What time is it? It is 6:22 a.m. They'll probably start. Sometimes like the head manager will show up like an hour before the store opens. I don't know. I've been to some of these places where like the manager doesn't show up until like the store opens like right at 8 a.m. and you'll see employees parked here waiting for the manager to open the store. But most good managers will show up before their employees. So hopefully the manager shows up real early and comes out here and gives me some kind of idea about what we're going to be doing. A second here. I'm trying to. All right. I don't want to back out into that little alley roadway, so that's close enough. Go ahead and turn the truck off, save some fuel. But this is a lot like how my deliveries go. I try to get there early, um, and get into position for them, especially when I'm delivering someplace that's not designed for one of these trucks. And this door directly to my left, I'm pretty sure they're going to want me to back into that thing. They may just want me to like park in the middle of the parking lot and they'll offload me straight off the back of the truck. I don't know. We'll just hopefully their manager gets here early and gives me some direction on what's going to happen. But I think I'm going to end the video so that I can use the phone to try to figure out where in the hell I'm going after I get unloaded here. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening with me is I'm just going to sit here and try to do some trip planning until one of the employees gets here and tells me where in the hell to park and where we're going to offload. So hope you're having a great week. And if you didn't have a great week, then it's almost over with. The weekend's just about here. You get to start all over, and hopefully you have a great weekend. So, and if you're already taking time off for the holidays, then I hope you have a happy holiday. If you're working through the holidays like I'm planning to, then I hope you have a lot of good loads. So, have a good one out there. Bye.